Hey guys, I'm MageSight, and this is going to be a Dragonair Silent Gods video. So in my last video, I pulled for Drizzt, and now I'm going to kind of show him off. Sorry this video is a little late, holidays and all that, but now I'm going to show you what I've got. So we have gotten enough to inspire him once from the pool. Since I got him within 21 pulls, I just continued on the daily ear 2 challenges and the demon hunts to get enough to get my first inspiration. Sadly, I'm not going to have the ability to push and pull a bunch of dice to get more inspiration through more blades for him. But that's alright. You know, an extra 8% defense, HP, and attack, and he will take 20% less crit damage from Inspiration 1. So, I'm going to take you to where I think he is probably the most useful. For me, he helped me out a lot in Goblin. He helped me push from Goblin 2-3 to 3-3. And we're going to show him off, and then I'll show you the build I have on him. So this is kind of the formation I'm running in Goblin right now. We got Varesh, and he's hitting everybody and putting on debuffs, which will allow Sigrid to do a lot of damage to him. He's also got the Crown, which will do defense penalty on them, making them take even more damage. So that's a good combination. I got my Fire Adventurer, because she's really good in Goblin, just, you know, the Fireball AoE damage. But up in front is where I've got Drizzt and Usha. Now, Usha and Drizzt kind of work off each other in this way, where they'll do big attacks and they'll put Frost. And when the Frost is on, their ultimates, both of them, do more damage. So I may take Usha out later and put someone in like Ravi, who can do some ranged AoE as well as put Frost on a little bit better. But this combination has been working for me quite well. So, if you can see here, we're about to use Drizzt ult. And it's just a really cool looking move. It does a lot of damage. You can kind of clear out the waves pretty good. This isn't the fastest Goblin 3 team, but my server still got 40 days before the end. We haven't even started Otherworld yet. So I've got some time to push this a little further and make this like a 3 dice, you know, full, get the max amount of potions. So I'm working on that right now, but I've been doing some other dungeons and stuff. This should be the last wave, or maybe one more. I just really love this character, guys. I love using him. I think he's useful in a lot of spots, especially depending on where you are in the game. Like I said, he helped push me. He's what pushed me to this level. He's also very helpful in a couple other areas that we'll talk about in a minute. So that wasn't bad. He's pretty good. Like I said, we're getting close. A little bit of gear mostly, and we can get up to that 3 dice. So let's look at his gear real quick, and I can kind of show y'all how I have built him. I'll also tell you how other people build him. So, first thing we'll look at is an artifact. A lot of people will do a little different. Like, you can give him the crown. I don't have Witcher's Remains, but the crown is basically the same as Witcher's Remains. It's just the epic version. It's not as good. A lot of people will put Witcher's Remains on him because it's his AoE and it hits everybody. It also does multiple hits. I put it on Varesh because I'm using Varesh with him. And Varesh hits everybody on the field. So it's a little bit more efficient. But that's also a good call. I'm using the Horseshoe on him. The Horseshoe is going to give you extra attack speed. And I'm doing that because of the set I have on him, which I'll talk about in a second. Other people save this for lightning because of the derivative damage and basic attack heroes in the lightning and radiant kind of elemental affinity right now. But I'm really enjoying using the Horseshoe. If you guys got any other ideas or seen other good builds in the comments, let me know. There's some other artifacts that are useful on them as well. Another one I'll shout out that I don't have right now is a goblet. So here's a goblet I was talking about. So when the wearer launches an ultimate skill, it has a certain percent chance. You want it all the way up 100% chance of gaining 20% extra crit rate. And so what you'll see is people will build him with 80% crit rate, use that, and that will give them 100% crit rate. And they do that so they can build them with less crit rate and get more damage. Now, I build a little differently some other people build. There is, with this game, since you don't usually lose stamina and you can kind of work with RNG by doing a fight multiple times, 100% crit rate is not always a must. You can stack more crit damage. But as you see here, I have 100% crit rate. But some people will do 80 and use the goblet, or they'll do 90 without the goblet and then just RNG it. Because this game doesn't penalize you as much for battles. You can do them again, or you can redo them. Like a lot of the boss battles for Otherworld and for the Shadow Recast event, the Chief Challenge bosses, the Continental Challenge bosses, if you don't get what you like, you can always try it over and over, and you don't use stamina. You don't lose anything from trying it multiple times. Now let's look at the equipment set. A lot of people have been talking different things, but my thing is, I do feel, from what people have been talking about, that this gambler set is the best set for him. My opinion is because when the wearer deals damage, they have a 30% chance to deal 5% target current HP true damage, and that scales and caps at 200% of the character's attack, right? So with that, you want to put a lot of attack on them. As you can see, I've got about almost 4k attack. I like to have a 100% crit rate and this crit damage, and then what will happen is he will trigger this on all of his attacks. His basic attacks, his ult attacks. From my understanding, all 6 hits of the ult, even though 3 of them are technically Guinevere, because it's his ultimate, they all can trigger this. And that's just extra damage. Now, it only has a 30% chance to hit, so there's a little RNG there. And that's why I put him at 100% crit rate with crit damage, so he can get a good amount of, consistent damage. But that really helps. And you'll see it trigger sometimes, and it really pushes it. And another good thing that I had is I got lucky, and I pulled this really nice Gambler's Gloves with crit rate. And because of that, I was able to get enough crit rate substats to get him to this 100% crit rate. Now, as far as his ruins, right now, I'm using the defense ruin only because it's got the crit rate I need. So, I only need 9 crit rate on a rune to get where I need. So, I gotta go farm some more heretical runes, and hoping to eventually get a crit damage one with at least a crit rate roll to do this. That's room for improvement there. And right now on his negative rune, I've got accuracy. Because he does need a little accuracy unless you have a really consistent enabler to put the frost on. So since I'm using him with Usha right now, mostly in Goblin, I give them both a little bit of accuracy so they can hit those goblins. But in the future, I'll probably replace this negative rune with a rare accuracy one, or I will go with like an attack. If we look at the runes here, you can go with attack or something like that with some better substats. So that's how I do it. That's how I build them. There is other people, like I said, that use a lot of different artifacts for them. And some people build them with no accuracy. Some people with a lot of accuracy. I've seen people talk about building them like Varesh with a stun set to stun people. There's a lot of cool builds out there, guys. And make sure to check them out. Another content creator I want to shout out, and they've been helping me support this channel. So if you watch this channel, please go give them a follow on Twitch. Please check out the channel. Ivy League Gaming and Odd One Gaming. Both of them have a lot of good content for this game, and Ivy League did a really good video on Drizzt. And her build, she was one that used a little bit of a different build than mine. So if you want to see a different build than the one I'm showing here, she's got a very good, different build. And she also shows a little bit of a DPS build as well. So that's something it's good at. So now, to end this video, I want to show y'all one more place that I have had a lot of fun with Drizzt at. So over here, we go to the heretical runes. That's what I was talking about a minute ago, where you get your runes. It's very important because runes are really hard to get, and depending on which you're getting, whether it be positive or negative runes, you're looking for very specific things. And the heretical runes is where you get your positive runes. And positive runes, one of the two things you can get for positive runes is you can get crit damage runes. That's one of the things you can get. And I'm actually looking for that for Drizzt. So as I was getting into higher stages, you start getting the equipment to craft legendary at level 7. At level 8, you get more. You also have a small chance of getting just a legendary rune pop on 8. I didn't know that until I saw it happen. 9 is where you really want to go, because you're going to get the legendary runes and some of the crafting material. I can't quite push 9. I'm close. I need some better gear. I honestly just need more survivability. But when I was trying to push 9, I was able to do 8 already. I changed my team. I'll show you here in Line Rex. If you look here on my server currently, you can see I'm at the top. This was the team I was using for heretical runes. So I was using this team, no legendaries, and I was pushing, trying to get to 9. And I couldn't make it work. So I changed my team around and made my heretical runes 8 a lot faster. I still can't push 9. I'm working on it. I need a little more survivability. But if you look here, there's my legendary team was actually up here earlier today. It's not now. I got knocked back down. So, I'll show you 8 real quick. And it's a fast run now. So I switched my team from the normal fire poison team to this ice team. nice Necro team with Ripicast in the front. And this team burns. So let's give it a go. Ripicast is very good as well, guys. He is a legendary. But he's one of those that I slept on for a little bit because a lot of people didn't see where he could be used. He's not as good of a tank as some of the other tanks, but he is really good at putting some debuffs. It's a little random because his ultimate has a chance to give like 4 different debuffs, but he's also really good at hitting things. Look how much damage I've done so very quickly due to the frost enabling and, you know, the Usha and Drizzt working together, enabling their frost with each other. And then I don't have Sigurd in this one. I did use her for a little bit. She helps too with Wretch, but just right here, look at this. Look, the ads are already dead. And this is just a quick, easy run. So, it's a 43-second run, right? Or it's my best. This one was a 44-second. So, as you can see here, I got 5. That's enough to craft 1 rune. That's awesome. So, until I push to 9, and 9's much better. Same stamina usage and going to give you better stuff. But it's nice that while I'm working on pushing to 9, that Drizzt has enabled me to make this run that I could beat before. And it took me about 1 minute, 45 seconds, 2 minutes. Now I can do it in 43 seconds, 44 seconds. Super quick and easy. And Drizzt is what did that for me. Because I tried the Ice Team here before, and it wasn't as fast. So, Drizzt being able to come in there with Gwynnebar and be able to kill those ads quickly, that way that boss never gets damage stacks, it never gets healed. It just makes it easy. So that's it for me today, guys. I just really wanted to show off Drizzt, show off some places, because a lot of people are ignoring them, or they're really enjoying them. So I want to show you guys that like Drizzt, that wanted to get them, where could you use him? Where will he help you? And especially if you're in an account like mine where you don't have a whole lot of Legos and you've gotten unlucky and don't have the really good tanks, he can really help push damage in some areas. So that's it for me, guys. Thank you. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe. It helps me out a whole lot. And leave some comments if you got some better ideas of where you use Drizzt. Thanks, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.